Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Or this morning? Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve. My name is Jose. So, hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys meditate and connect in the source, bro. You know, we love you, we miss you. We want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love you, man. Shout out to Source. I love you, guys. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel guys, my demon guys, my spirit guys. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out to Trippy Everything. I fucking love y'all, bro. Paris. Welcome, Paris. Welcome. So listen, it's currently Thursday. It's Thursday. Yo, it's Thursday. It's Thursday, June 19th, y'all. It's 2:35 a.m., bro. Right? And um, I did get into making some more music today, right? So I made two new tracks. I'm not giving you both. I'm gonna give you one. Yo, what's good, my fellow alien brother? What's up, Mr. Shadow? How you doing today, bro? We missed you yesterday, bro. If you missed it, it was a dope live, bro. Check it out, bro. Oh, I think you was here. You was here, bro. I'm tripping. I'm tripping, bro. I remember talking to you. Anyway, look, this song I'm gonna play for y'all is called Stars, bro. I'm gonna get into the spirituality shit. I'm gonna get into church after I'm done, bro. I'm still in yesterday. Oh, nice, bro. Nice, nice. I'm in the future, bro. All right, check it out, y'all. This is off my album, bro. This is my first album. We got social to go. We got the first to go. We got everything to go. So we got y'all, bro. So I was y'all already know what it is, man. That's why the music comes yeah, bro. You gotta roll with me, so let's go. Yo, I got people here, bro. This is madness, bro. Welcome, Paris. Welcome, JM. Yo, bro, I'm John. Nice to meet you. Yo, nice to meet you, bro. I'm Yahweh, bro. Welcome to the channel, bro. We happy to have you, bro. I was just playing my new song I made this morning, bro. I made another one too, bro, but I'm not gonna play it. Right, listen, I'm 22 tracks into my album. I got 22 recorded, finished, perfect, bro, perfect. I just gotta get it mastered because my laptop's being a douchebag, right? So, but they sound pretty good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like my verses are damn near flawless, right? That one I just came up with that concept this morning, bro. I was telling him about you, bro. Oh, okay, vibing with the music. Oh, so you, Mr. Shadows boy, John. You, Mr. Shadows friend. Nice to meet you, bro. Hey, you could do me a favor and hit the like button, bro. You can help me out, man, please. Thank you, bro. Right? Yo, Paris, man, you can hit the like button. That'll help me a lot, bro. I appreciate it, bro. I'm about to take y'all to church, bro. Y'all ready to go to church, bro? Y'all ready to say amen, bro? Say amen, bro. Uh, so y'all look, I woke up in 2022, right? In 2022, I woke up to who I am. And I didn't necessarily wake up to who I was. I did wake up, but I didn't know who the fuck I was. Do you understand? I had no idea who I was, bro. They was trying to give me hints. They was trying to tell me who I am, bro. And I it wasn't registering, bro. But whatever. Long story short, I figured it out, right? So it took a couple of years, bro. It took me like 2 years to figure out who the fuck I am, bro. Right? But I figured out I was Yahweh, bro. Right? And Christ consciousness, right? Everybody's heard of Christ consciousness. I represent Christ consciousness. I am Christ consciousness. You understand me? It's activated. It's really activated, bro. It's within me, bro. You understand? And it's also within you. And this is the reason why I go live every day. This is the reason why I come in and I talk to you guys every day. Because the same way I'm doing this shit, bro, you could do it too, bro. Listen to me. You could do it too, bro. You understand? You just gotta want it. You gotta want it with your heart, bro. Remember yesterday, Mr. Shadow. Hey, bro. Same problem here. If you remember yesterday's live, bro, when I was telling you guys, when you go into meditation and you ask your questions, you got to ask your questions with your heart, bro, with your emotions, with your feelings, bro. Remember, I was telling you that before I gave the message, bro, because this is my experience. This is, these are things that I learned to practice. So with that said, they confirmed it in the message, bro, because they even said in the message, bro, you got to talk with your heart, bro. Much appreciated. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. So hey, bro, you can feel free to ask me whatever you want, bro. I'll answer all your questions, bro. All right, I got a lot of experience with astral projection, bro. So what I was gonna tell you guys about was I woke up in 2022. We're currently in 2025. So I woke up in November. It was November 22nd, 2022. that's the night I had my that's when I had my long night, whatever you call that shit, right? I died, bro. I was reborn that night, bro. I died that night, bro. So, since then, and since I started doing these lives, and I started practicing my dancing, my performing, my showing you guys my connection I have to the trippy videos. I've relocated 4 times, bro. Listen to me. I've relocated 4 times, bro. I moved to Jersey. I moved to New York. I moved back to Jersey. I moved back to New York. Then I moved to Colorado, bro. And now I'm leaving Colorado, bro. So I'm relocating again, bro. You understand? This shit is frustrating, bro. But, it needs to be done, bro. I understand the process, The more I listen, the more I pay attention, the more I'm learning that I have to be alone, right? I have to do this alone. I have no choice, bro. I really don't have a choice, bro. And it sucks when you're flagged in the system. They got me flagged in the system because of who I am, bro. They don't want nobody to figure out who I am, bro. They don't want nobody to know I exist, bro. You understand me? If y'all niggas found out Jesus Christ was alive and walking this planet, what's gonna happen with your religion, bro? Right? What's gonna happen to it, bro? What's gonna happen when the people get mad because you lied to them, bro? You understand me? There's a lot of shit that's gonna go down, bro. So they're trying to keep me hidden from everybody, bro. I'm here, bro. I love New York City. Roswell is good. For sure, though. I've lived in Roswell for a bit. You live there, bro? Yo, I was talking about this on yesterday's live, bro. I was like, I might move to Roswell, bro. I'm really considering this, bro. You understand? Just because of the aliens, bro. Because I'm one of them, bro. I showed you guys in one of my videos. I have several videos of my face with morphs, bro. Right? But you guys are like it's not happening. Like it doesn't. It's not happening. But anyway, what I was just trying to get into, I was trying to explain is that they fucking with my stability constantly. They've been fucking with my stability constantly. Because if I activate, they're fucked, right? I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when. Because when I activate, they're fucked, bro. So once I activate, guess what's gonna happen, bro? Mr. Shadow, guess what's gonna happen, bro? Hey John, can you tell me what's gonna happen when I activate, bro? Can you tell me Paris, bro? Shout out to Hawaii, bro. I love y'all down there, bro. I want to come visit y'all, bro. I always wanted to go down there, man. For sure, though. I've lived in Mars. Okay. So it's been a long. Actually, it's been a long time. I have been there. It's been a long time, bro. A very long time, bro. All right. So I relocated 4 times in 4 years, in 3 years, bro. 3 short years, bro. I can't, bro. Not sure about the process. All right. So basically, Mr. Shadow and John, if you're still here, what I was trying to say was, wait, he will be unleashed on the false. Well, yeah, Mr. Shadow, that's correct. But that's not what I was looking at, right? What I was looking at was if I'm activated, bro, listen to me. If I'm activated and people see me flying around this motherfucker, bro, listen to me. People see me flying around this motherfucker, teleporting, getting invisible, doing no type. You're gonna be like, how, bro? Yo, bro, how? And I'm telling you, bro, I am you. Listen to me, bro. I am you. I am you, bro. So what does that mean, bro? What does that mean, bro? When I tell you that I am you, bro, and I'm doing all this shit, bro, that means you can do it too, bro. You understand? You guys are going to start to practice. You're going to start to meditate. You're going to say, holy fuck, bro. If he can do it, I can do it. Right? And you're going to start to come. And guess what? They're going to lose control, bro, because we're going to become sovereign naturally, bro. We're going to become sovereign naturally. We don't have to go to war for it. You understand? By the time it's time to go to war, you're going to be so powerful, nigga, you ain't going to have to worry about nothing, bro. You don't even need weapons, bro. You don't even need them. You are the weapon, bro. It's you. You're the weapon, bro. It's me. You understand that? Do you guys understand that, bro? This is what they fear the most, bro. This is factual. Yes. This is what I'm saying, bro. It's gonna cause a chain reaction, bro. This is why I'm going so hard, bro. It's gonna cause a chain reaction, bro. Once I activate, which I already did, bro. I have supersonic speed in my arms, bro. Don't ask me how, bro, but I do, right? And you can see it in my videos, bro. Like when I do my fast shit, right? That's one of my abilities, bro. I have so many abilities. It's insane, bro. I can read people's mind, bro. Listen to me. I can hear your prayers, bro. What the fuck more you want from me, bro? I can hear your prayers, bro. I can answer them too, nigga. Right? But I just observe because I don't know what's going on, bro. Well, I just observe because I'm learning as I go. This shit is crazy, bro. Right? But I can feel people's feelings, bro. I can feel your heart, bro. I can see your heart, bro. I can see your auras. It's crazy. I'm about to start to learn how to do telepathy, bro. I've been practicing how to talk to my cat, bro. I've been talking to my cat in my mind, bro. Like, I'll be looking, making eye contact with that nigga. Like, can you hear me? Right? Meow, meow, meow. Man, I'll be trying to talk to that nigga mentally, bro. Trying to communicate with the animals, bro. Right? I don't care, bro. This is a skill, bro. You understand? And like any other skill, you need to practice, bro. So I know my skill sounds crazy as fuck, but guess what, nigga? If we could talk to the plants and the animals, nigga, there's a way. There's gotta be a way, bro. You understand? So I'm gonna figure that shit out, bro. I can't see what you put. I think that's a laughing emoji. But that's telepathy. You gotta understand, bro. I'm not around no people, bro. I'm not around those spiritual people. I'm not around people who truly believe, right? So there's no way for me to practice with these people, bro. How am I gonna practice with them when they don't even they think this shit is a game. They think that I'm hallucinating. They think I'm hallucinating, bro. It's crazy. But in all actuality, nigga, this is real, bro. It's a real skill, just like yeah, bro. It is, bro. It really is, bro. And that's why they made the movie, because they trying to show you, they trying to tell you that you can do that, bro. But you don't think it's possible. And as long as you don't think it's possible, it will never be possible because it requires your belief. You understand? Anything you want to do requires your belief, bro. And guess what? As long as you believe it, bro, no matter what it is, bro, you can do it. Listen to me, bro. You can do it because did you hear my rap song, nigga? Did y'all hear me chopping, bro? Do you think I knew do y'all think, who in their right mind would have thought I would be rapping on a song? Who would have thought I'd be chopping, bro? I'd be rapping like Bulldogs in Harmony, bro. Who would have fucking thought, who would have never thought some shit like that? But you know what it is? I believe in it, bro. I believe in myself, bro. I believe I could do this shit, bro. You understand? This is the whole reason why I grew up on that style, bro. I love chopping, bro. You understand? That's all I listen to is chopping, bro. All types of choppers, bro. And now I created my own, bro, because I believe I could do it, bro. And you can hear it. You can hear it, bro. I did this in less than a year, bro. How, bro? How, bro? If there's not something bigger connected to me, bro. Or I'm not connected to something bigger than me, bro. You understand? My girlfriend gets pretty fatigued with my telepathy practice. But keep practicing, bro, because that shit is important, bro. The only way you ever going to become a master of anything is by practicing, bro. You're not going to become a master just by saying I'm a master. You can't just say I'm a fucking master, bro. Like, I can't just sit here and tell you guys I'm an ascendant master and not be able to provide you information and not be able to provide you practices and show you, that I'm more than capable. That I'm actually doing this shit. I'm actually living this. I'm actually becoming this, bro. You understand? And you guys can see my evolution from fucking 3 years ago. Go all the way back. Nigga, I'll be going live almost every damn day, bro. You understand? So I got a lot of videos. I talk about a lot of things, bro. I tell you guys about a lot of my experiences, bro. You guys see my life, bro. I'm about to relocate again, bro. Again, bro. Fuck me, bro. Right? But it's necessary, bro. It's necessary. I have to be alone, bro. I understand. She's tired of it. Don't have anyone else for that practice. I feel you. Listen, it's worth it, bro. Tell her it's worth it, bro. That negativity, you gotta dissolve it, bro. She gotta want to do it. If she's tired of it, she don't want to do it. It's never gonna work because she's not giving her all, bro. You understand? That's why it's difficult to find, somebody to practice with, bro. Because I'm in that same boat, bro. I'm around somebody who really doesn't believe. They say they do, but I can see their heart, bro. They don't, bro. You understand? They really don't. And what can I do about that? But just not waste my time, bro. For that, I practice with my cat. My cat don't know what the fuck's going on, right? My cat's just staring at me, so I'm trying to talk to the nigga, right? You staring at me, bro? Let me talk to you, bro. And I'm sitting there sending her mad messages, bro. Right? And I'm listening, being receptive, trying to see if he's sending me one back, right? I'm sitting there being receptive to my cat to see if he's talking to me, bro. Right? This shit is trippy, bro. How we be traveling without sleep. Yo, man. Let me see. How deep are we, bro? We only 18 minutes, bro. I thought we was here longer. So, whatever, right? This is the reason why I show you guys my evolution, bro. Because when this shit is all said and done, you guys are gonna want to know so many things.
Presence in the gentle whisper of your intuition,
you guys are gonna want to know so many things. You're gonna want to know how I did it. What did you do? When did you do it? Right? How much did you do it? How often did you do it? Right? People are gonna want to know everything, bro. And the God honest answer to everybody is every day. I practice every day, bro. I practice every day. God is not supposed to be only practiced on Sunday or on Saturday, nigga. You're supposed to talk to him every day just like he's your friend. Just like he's your friend, bro. Like he's right here, bro. He's right here, bro. He's listening to everything I'm saying, bro. And you know what? He's whispering into my ear, telling me what to tell you. You understand? And he's with me all day, every day. And that's God. That's God, bro. You need to establish that relationship because he exists and he's invisible. Right? Yeah, that was a wild concept to me. Like when we checked out the vat. Yeah, bro. Remember Mr. Shadow? We went and got all those pictures and then we agreed on one.
presence in the
And
gentle
we
whisper of your
meditated
intuition.
and went over there, bro. Like that shit was fucking dope, bro. Right? So real quick, look, today's message coming from the Galactic Federation is channeled by Jose Petta. Shout out to Jose Petta. Thank you, bro. Right? It's going to be narrated by Luka Novak. So shout out to Luka Novak. It's channeled. Oh, I said that already. In your case, it's going to be narrated by Yahweh, by me, bro. Right? The question was, is the Schumann blackout related to the Israel-Iran conflict? Right? And in the description is, there has been a major development. So is the Schumann blackout related to the Israel-Iran conflict? That's the question, bro. And I don't know much about this, right? I don't know what's going on in Iran. I don't know what's going on in Israel. I don't follow world events. I don't follow any news. I don't follow the news at all, bro. My TV doesn't have cable, bro. You understand? Whatever I put on that bitch is on YouTube, bro. Right? So I don't keep up with nothing that's going on in the world, bro. I'm creating my world, right? I'm creating my world, bro, without interference from outside, without outside interference, bro. So I'm going to give you guys everything you need, bro. But I tell you guys in almost every song I make, I tell you guys on every live I do, the key is meditation, bro. Meditation, bro. Listen to me. Meditation. Use your emotions. You have to use your emotions. Your emotions are tools. They are tools, bro. So sometimes you have to cry so that you can activate something within you. You understand? You have to feel pain to activate something within you. You understand me? There's all these emotions. You have to feel happy to activate something within you, one of your abilities. All of these things are your emotions. You have to master your emotions. You understand? This is mastery, self-mastery, bro. Mastering your emotions, learning how to control them, learning how to feel them when you need to feel them, allowing them to pass, bro, acknowledging them and going, I feel you, bro. I see you here, and letting it go. You understand? Releasing it, because that's what it's there for. And every time you do that, bro, you activate more of your DNA, bro. Listen to me. You activate more of your DNA, bro. But nobody knows how to do that. They don't know how to use their emotions as tools, bro. Nobody taught you how to use your emotions as tools. You think your emotions run you, and they don't. You run them. You understand? But you were never taught that, right? Nobody taught you that, bro. Ask you a question. I told him to ask the question, bro. Yeah, I get, I do shit, right? It's just how I be talking, bro, right? I get to, and then I forget what I be talking about too, bro. So ask your question, John, so that I can answer your question before I get into the message, because once I get into the message, bro, it's uninterrupted, bro, for like 30 minutes, bro. Right? That's church, bro. That's church for you, bro. So let me know what you want to know, as far as astral, let me see. Astral projection, right? This is what I was told. You want to learn a little bit about astral projection. So, uh, what can I say? You want to astral project easily? You gotta fast, bro. Listen to me, bro. That's the most important thing you need to do is fast. All right? Because your body needs to be able to focus on astral projection, not processing foods that don't belong there. You understand? This is a fact, bro. So with that said, bro, if you really want to astral project on a regular basis, listen to me. You have to set your intent. Always set your intent with your heart and your mind. With your heart and your mind. I really want to do this. Feel your words. Feel them, bro. I really, really want this, man. I really want to go somewhere. I really want to experience this. You have to say it. You have to feel it. Right? And you got to fast, bro, because if your body's processing foods, especially meats and shit, you're not going to be able to, it's going to be difficult, bro, because your body's not being able to focus on astral projection. It's focusing on processing. You needed to focus on astral projection, right? This is what a lot of people don't know, and this is why fasting is important, because bro, listen to me. When you learn how to do this shit and you learn how to astral project at will, bro, you can hop dimensions. You could dimensional hop. You are multidimensional, bro. You could hop dimensions at will, bro. I do it all the time, bro. You understand me? I don't fast all the time, but let's just say, all right, today's Thursday, right? I won't eat today, bro. I won't eat today. I won't eat tomorrow, bro. Just so that Saturday, nigga, I'm gone, bro. Within minutes, I'm gone, bro. And I'm gone for hours, bro. You hear me? I'm gone for hours, bro. But it's because of my routine. It's because of my routine, bro. I know not to eat. And if I do eat, I eat very, very light, bro, so that it runs right through me, bro. You understand? I don't want my body processing shit but the mushrooms, bro. You understand? Only process the shrubs because I need my body to activate when I need it to go. I want to go through the portals. There's a lot of portals, bro. Yes. Well, this is also crazy wisdom. I was considering a fast this week. You one step ahead of me. Look, this is information that I can give you that I know. I've been practicing for the last 3 years, bro, and it works. I go every single weekend, bro. Listen to me. I blast off every single weekend and I go to multiple places, bro. But my practice is I fast, bro. I fast a day or two, before my journey, bro. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I stuff my fat face after I come back from my mushroom journey, bro. And I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to stay fasting. We're supposed to not eat. We're supposed to eat plants and shit, bro. We're not supposed to eat none of these cheeseburgers and pork chops and pernil and chicken and all this. You're not supposed to eat. You're not supposed to eat nothing dead, bro. Nothing, bro. You're not supposed to kill it. If it's a life, you're supposed to treasure it as a life. You're supposed to respect the life, bro. Confirmation for y'all, bro. You're supposed to respect the life, bro. What the fuck is that, bro? Hold on, I'm curious, bro. Oh, okay. So with that said, that's direct from source. That's direct from God himself. We are supposed to respect all life. You understand me? You're not supposed to eat none of that shit. So with that said, God provided you food. He already provided you food, bro. Your government got rid of it. They don't allow you to grow your own fruits and vegetables. They don't allow you to grow your own potatoes. They don't allow it. You know why? Because they alter the food. You understand? They need to be able to control you. And they do it through the food. This is some very deep shit. This is some shit you're going to learn along the way once you get into meditation. Right? Once you get into meditation and you learn how the system is at war, how they've been at war with you since you were born, bro. They've been sticking drugs in you since you were born, bro. All those immunization shots that they give you is to keep your pineal gland calcified, bro. Did y'all know that, bro? That shit stops you from lucid dreaming. It stops you from using your imagination, bro. It stops you from seeing the spiritual realms, bro. You understand that vaccine? And how many of those shots you took? How many, bro? Right? Think about this. Let's get into how many shots did you take, bro? You understand? So this is stuff you're gonna learn along the way in meditation. In meditation, because you have to have these realizations on your own. I could tell you everything I learned, bro. But you're gonna relearn it. You're gonna relearn it on your own terms, in your own meditation, in your own universe. You understand me? In your own way. You understand? Because everybody's not the same, bro. But like I said, practice, 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 bro. And you're gonna have so much information. You're gonna be like me, bro. I could go deep. I can get deep into conversations about shit nobody even knows about, bro. Right? Nobody knows how to do the shit I know how to do, bro. Nobody knows the shit I be doing. Nobody knows the stuff I practice, bro. Nobody knows how many times a day I meditate, bro. No, this shit is deep, bro. But I'm becoming what I'm supposed to become. Right? Which is, if I'm God, then that's what I'm gonna be. Because that's me. That's me, bro. At the core, that's who I am. And that's what you are too. We all are, bro. It's not just me. It's a whole mob of us, bro. Too many. I did realize this, bro. Sucks that they do this. My understanding, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys about my feelings, right? My understanding is that we agreed to this, bro. We agreed to this, bro. So all this oppression, all this slavery, we agreed to it, bro. We agreed to it for growth. This is what I'm being told, right? Now, do I believe it? Do I believe it, bro? That's another question, bro. I do, I kind of have to, right? How would you feel if God told you that, right? How would you feel if God said that to you, bro? How would that make you feel, bro? Right? That should piss me off, bro. What the fuck you mean I agreed to this? I didn't agree to this shit. I didn't agree to none of this shit, bro. But I did. On a soul level, I did. Right? According to what God says. So, What does that do? Does that stop revenge? Does that stop us from killing everyone? Does that stop us from reactivate? Like this is meant to stop us from doing something that we wouldn't normally do. I guess it's stopping us from proceeding in the circle of karma, right? Because if we retaliate, then we're gonna continue that circle because that's not love. That's not love, and God is love. So if we continue that cycle, we're gonna take humanity right back down that dark path. And this is my understanding, bro, and these are my feelings, bro. So with that said, this is the reason why we have to forgive. You understand now? Uh, we don't have to hold on to no anger. We don't have to hold on to no grudges. We don't have to feel any way about what happened to us because we agreed to it. Because we agreed to it, bro. Right? So we can't retaliate. We can't have that in our hearts. We can't have revenge in our hearts. We can't be judging people, right? This is what they taught me, bro. Listen, you can't judge people. People are gonna judge you because that's natural. They groomed us to do this. So you got elders, people older than us judging us, people younger than us judging us, but they're being groomed to do so. You understand? They're trying to keep this circle. They really want to keep this circle of humanity looking down on each other. They don't want us to go, hey buddy, let me help you. Hey buddy, let me teach you. Hey buddy, come here, I love you. They don't want you to do that, bro, because then you're gonna learn. And once you learn, and you teach someone, each one, teach one, whatever, right? And you teach them how to be their best version. You're not controlling anything. You're teaching them. They have to do the work. But once they do the work and they activate, nigga, they become sovereign. You govern yourself. You govern yourself. Ain't a cop could pull you over. Ain't a cop could tell you nothing. Nigga, you God. You God. I'm sorry. This is my land, bro. Nigga, you better leave. You better leave me alone, bro. Right? And they're gonna have to respect you. They're gonna have to listen to you. You ain't gonna have to show no paperwork. You ain't gonna have to do none of that shit, nigga. You can just fly away. Right? You can just fly or disappear. Nigga, poof. This nigga, where'd he go? Where'd he go, bro? You understand? You know who you are. Any of you have any idea who you are, bro? It's not just me, boy. So I'm gonna get into the message, bro. John, you didn't ask no questions, bro. But don't worry, just keep coming to the lives, bro. I like having people here, bro. This shit is dope. Right? But look, let's get into the message, y'all. This is from the Arcturians. It's from Lady, y'all. Shout out to Lady. I love you, bro. All right, John, I'm taking you out of church. It's wild how like-minded I am to you. You answered the questions without me asking, bro. See, all you gotta do is give me a topic, bro. You give me a topic, and I'll go in on that shit for you, bro. I'll tell you everything I know about that bitch, bro. Right? Mr. Shadow told me you was gonna ask about astral projection. So I gave you everything I know about astral projection, right? You want to astral project, buddy? Fast, bro. Listen to me, fast, bro. Listen, yo, bro, fast for 24 hours and watch how your dreams change, bro. Mr. Shadow, you could do it too, right? Fast for 24 hours and watch how your dreams change, bro. Watch, bro. They're gonna be so intense, bro. Right? But I'm so used to it, bro. So I'll be in there zipping around, flying. I'll be doing all types of shit, bro. Hello, dear Starseeds. I am Lady. We are delighted to connect with the many hearts upon your planet during this majestic passage of inner realignment. You have collectively summoned us through your curiosity, your yearning for clarity, and your readiness to embody cosmic truth. We come with a message regarding a remarkable phenomenon that your scientists identify as a double Schumann resonance blackout occurring on consecutive rotations of your globe. From our vantage point within the ninth dimensional bandwidth, we perceive these blackout intervals as intentional pauses in the planetary symphony, pauses orchestrated by the intelligence of Source so that outdated discordant themes can be dissolved in pure silence. During those two spans of stillness, innumerable energetic structures that once sustained tales of division and conquest would gently unplug from Earth's crystalline lattice. Among the most significant strands to disintegrate were the generational war programs projected through the polarity interplay between the lands, now named Iran and Israel. These programs were seeded millennia ago by collective experimenting with extreme contrast, and humanity has revisited their emotional signature lifetime after lifetime. The double no line in the resonance is therefore not an accident or nor merely a scientific curiosity. It is a cosmic confirmation that the storyline of endless retaliation on that stage has been called back to source for complete review and final archive. Many of you sensed the shift before your instruments. Yo, this crazy how they talk about the same shit I just talked about, and I've never fucking heard this message, bro. This is crazy. You see how connected I am, bro? Registered. Perhaps you awoke from vivid dreams of collapsing monuments, melting timelines, or luminous corridors replacing concrete fortifications. Perhaps you simply felt a strange hush move through your nervous system, as though the world had taken a deep breath, but had not yet exhaled. Know that what you felt was real, and know that your sensitivity is an essential element in the planetary metamorphosis now underway. Your awareness helps anchor the new harmonic reality. The silence you witnessed within the electromagnetic song of Earth is more than an interlude. It is a corridor through which elevated codes pour straight into the collective psyche. Because humanity is accustomed to constant vibrational noise, a sensation of measurable amplitude can feel unsettling. We invite you to understand that an apparent drop to zero is comparable to the moment just before dawn, when life seems asleep, yet gathers strength for sunrise. Within that hush, Source transmits pristine directives that override obsolete commands rooted in hierarchy and fear. If you notice your thoughts looping unpredictably or emotions rising and falling like ocean tides, you were translating those directions at the cellular level. Your bodies are sophisticated receivers. Every organ, gland, and strand of DNA is attuned to cosmic broadcasting beyond the audible range. When universal silence descends, the body amplifies its inner voice, so buried beliefs surface for inspection. You might have recalled memories you considered healed or felt anger about global events you believe resolved. Such resurfacing is not regression. It is the final echo of an expired program requesting acknowledgement before deactivation. Breathe with it. Observe it. Allow passage. Remember, judgment arrests motion, while compassionate witnessing permits completion. Many empathic souls reported heart palpitations, sudden chills, and bursts of heat. These are signs of electrical adjustments as your nervous system recalibrates to a higher baseline frequency. That will become the norm in coming seasons. Drink pure water, rest when called, and spend moments in nature. For trees and stones integrate upgrades effortlessly and can share their coherence with you. Most importantly, celebrate that you were present for a planetary milestone. History books may ignore an invisible blackout, yet your soul recorded it as a graduation beyond any attended in academic halls in the cosmos. Applaud it silently, and that applause now echoes within your cells. Understand, dear ones, that what is dissolved during the blackout is not some external enemy, but the inner architecture that kept humanity convinced conflict was inevitable. Conflict thrives on comparison, on the idea that one belief system must dominate another to establish worth. Now that the supporting grid for such comparison has faded, an extraordinary possibility arises, living without the reflex to declare anything superior or inferior. This prospect may feel disorienting at first because the human ego was trained to evaluate everything, including its own spiritual progress. We suggest welcoming the vertigo for it. Signals freedom from psychic cages you forgot were present. As you acclimate, you will notice a gentle spaciousness surrounding each moment, a spaciousness in which inspiration rather than judgment guides action. When frustration appears, pause and sense whether the feeling comes from an old habitual circuit now running without current. If so, breathe and let that circuit fall away. You are no longer here to battle darkness, for darkness was never an anonymous force. It was a mirror showing you unclaimed aspects of creative power. By recognizing the mirror, you reclaim the light hidden behind apparent opposition. Some individuals will still attempt to rouse you into argument, declaring that taking the stand requires anger. Smile within, for you comprehend the larger context. You stand. You take the now. The stand you take now is vibrational, spaciousness, and energetic openness so inclusive that opposition dissolves on contact. This does not mean passivity. It's emitted in such clarity that distortion cannot anchor itself in your field. Consider the sages who altered history through still presence rather than militant banners. They radiated arrays of coherent frequency, and those arrays shifted laws, borders, and mindsets without a single blade raised. You are inheriting the same ability, upgraded for 21st century dynamics. Hold the space, breathe, allow clarity to guide your next move. As the obsolete war matrices release their grip, corridors of crystalline light interlace across continents, forming new lines of communication between your future self and your present awareness. These lines carry revelations that will soon become viable in government archives, archaeological discoveries, technological breakthroughs, and personal intuition. Alike, expect surprising public acknowledgments of off-world assistance, unexpected collaborations between scientific rivals, and innovative healing modalities arriving from ordinary citizens, inspired during dream time. Information once hidden by secrecy agreements cannot coexist with the accelerated frequency, for these vibrations cannot shield it any longer. You may notice sudden flashes of insight regarding old mysteries, why certain artifacts were buried, why certain leaders vanished, why certain symbols populate religious art. Trust those flashes, record them in journals, share them with receptive allies, and watch synchronistic evidence confirm your knowing. Simultaneously, collective emotional layers will lift. A memory of ancient deserts may surface in someone living beside a northern Fort Fjord. Another might recall hovering craft above temples, long erased from physical records. Such recollections do not require immediate interpretation. Their appearance demonstrates that your cellular archives are opening, upgrading, neuronal pathways, so your current lifetime can integrate multiple galactic histories without overwhelm. Some of you will volunteer consciously to assist institutions with this unveiling. Others will work quietly by anchoring serene acceptance so that mass disclosure unfold without panic. Do not assume a public role is superior. All forms of contribution are honored equally in higher matrix. The essential requirement is coherence of alignment between thought, emotion, and action. Coherence allows you to serve as a living antenna, receiving transmissions while transmitting stability into shared space. In this way, you act as midwives for truth, preparing to emerge from centuries of suppression. Remember, when the mind tries to categorize revelations into old dualistic boxes, breathe into the heart and let the heart translate without distortion. During the blackout corridor, ancestral agreements coded with betrayal, exile, and subjugation reached their natural expiration. Imagine parchment scrolls dissolving in the sunlight. So too have countless soul contracts dissolved. Contracts that once demanded cyclical encounters with adversaries until forgiveness occurred. Now the necessity for repetition has concluded, not because the lessons are unfinished, but because you have harvested the essence of wisdom embedded within those encounters. As a result, individuals who previously activated your deepest wounds may surface again, yet you will feel a surprising neutrality as through watching a familiar drama unfold from the audience. Instead of standing on the stage, this neutrality is not indifference. It is the serene clarity produced when heart and mind recognize their unity with source. If you choose to engage, let the engagement arise from curiosity rather than obligation, for the old karmic cords no longer pull you. A single compassionate glance may achieve what 1,000 debates never did. A mutual recognition that the script is complete when you sense this release. Bless both parties and redirect your attention toward what inspires creativity. Now, know that some souls will cling to expired narratives, attempting to resuscitate hostility because comfort was found in familiar tension. You are under no requirement to participate. Presence itself, unmarred by argument, functions as a transformative field, stronger than any lecture. Stand in that field. Stronger than any lecture. Stand in that field if words feel heavy. Loving if warmth wishes expression. Observe how tension unravels in your vicinity, like knots slipping free under rain. Such mastery influences beyond a visible moment. Children overhearing your calm tone. Learn energetic responsibility. Strangers sensing your breathing. Remember their own inner sanctuary. Thus, the collapse of karmic loops ripples forward, generating networks of peace that extend well past the conflict zones. You walk through your world as a catalyst wearing clothes, changing history without ceremony. let us pause to consider the magnitude of the moment you inhabit. Planetary cycles witness countless electromagnetic fluctuations, yet two consecutive blank readings within such short space are exceedingly rare. From our dimensions, we saw the blackout appear like twin doors opening, allowing the planetary timeline to step sideways off the corridor, once dominated by martyrdom scripts, into an uncharted expanse, alive with co-creative opportunity. This sideways motion is subtle to linear measurement, yet immense in metaphysical distance, for it has shifted potential outcomes that once seemed certain. By diverting toward unity, the Earth Collective bypassed decades of anticipated upheaval that various seers predicted. Those predictions were accurate for the former track, they simply no longer apply. Do not be shocked when fear-based forecasts fail to manifest. Celebrate that your persistent devotion to inner alignment and altered probability curves in ways statistics cannot foresee. The liberation of the Middle Eastern grid is particularly momentous because ancient energetic technologies buried beneath deserts once amplified conflict, vibrations across the globe. With the blackout, those relic devices lost their energetic supply. Consequently, the emotional charge they broadcast has dwindled to a harmless background noise, similar to a storm whose thunder recedes beyond the horizon. You may feel the atmosphere of collective consciousness become lighter, as if humidity dropped after a rainfall. This lightness is not feeling. It signals is not fleeting. It signals the installation of a higher baseline resonance that will support innovation in diplomacy, ecological restoration, and shared resource management. Astrologers will note future alignments that will favor harmony, yet you do not need charts to confirm what your chest already tells you. Each morning, breathing feels easier, possibilities stretch wider, and the horizon of hope extends further than any memory recalls. That ease is evidence of new coordinates set by collective intent. Artists, scientists, and farmers alike all will sense inspiration sprouting faster than before on Earth. In the midst of this sweeping recalibration, meditation becomes less a technique and more an elemental necessity, like drinking water or sleeping. When you close your eyes and follow breath into the cavern of the heart, you enter the same acoustic void that appeared on the measurement devices, and there you stabilize timelines with your very willingness to be quiet. Meditation is not escape. It is the custodianship of inner climate, ensuring that the atmosphere wherein reality gestates remains balanced during the blackout. Days, many of you noticed that hurried prayers or hastily spoken affirmations lacked potency, whereas a single deep inhalation moved mountains of energy. This is because statements belong to the domain of mind, which operates by categorizing, while silence belongs to the domain of source, which reshapes worlds. We encourage you to integrate multiple short pauses into each day. A minute of stillness between takes may accomplish more than an hour of strategic planning undertaken in agitation. Feel the difference. After such a pause, actions flow like clear water, downhill, guided by gravity rather than forced. Some seekers wonder how to remain informed about global affairs without plunging into despair. The answer is rhythm, alternate consumption of information, with the periods of inward listening so that the emotional digestion keeps pace with intellectual intake. When overwhelm threatens, place one hand upon the sternum, another upon the abdomen, and breathe until sensations soften. That gesture reconnects upper and lower energy centers, allowing grounded presence to decode headlines through wisdom rather than fear. In time, you will find that stillness travels with you. Even through bustling streets, external noise cannot disrupt internal quiet. When internal quiet is prioritized with devotion equal to any worldly goal, within that devotion, allies gather, amplifying your calm into radiant waves that ride subway tunnels, market aisles, and digital networks, blessing strangers unknowingly. Another side effect of the blackout is the evaporation of external validation. As a motivator, many spiritual pioneers pursued manifestation skills to prove worth or demonstrate metaphysical principles to skeptics. That motivation now feels oddly hollow because the grid supporting performative spirituality has disengaged. You find yourself less interested in displaying success and more fascinated by the invisible current of love coursing through each mundane activity. This shift signifies the end of the seeking fulfillment through acquisition and the dawn of remembering fulfillment as your constant baseline. When you catch yourself believing that happiness lies one accomplishment away, pause and notice. the faint residue of the old program. Smile, exhale, and let the residue blow away like dust. Remember that in the language of infinity, achievement is not measured by accumulation, but by radiance. Radiance is effortless. It arises automatically. When resistance ends in practical terms, this means you may feel inspired to simplify schedules, reduce possessions, or decline invitations that once seemed prestigious. Trust those impulses, for your intuition is arranging life around genuine satisfaction rather than societal applause. If friends accuse you of complacency, explain gently that stillness is not stagnation, it is incubation. In the quiet, you germinate ideas whose fruit will nourish many. Through the harvest will unfold organically rather than according to external timelines. Recognize too that finances follow frequency. When gratitude saturates awareness, material resources flow in ways logic cannot predict. Opportunities, gifts, and allies appear as if summoned by thought, because thought is no longer resists receiving. Feel into that cycle and allow prosperity to become a side effect of presence instead of a target, requiring pursuit. You are discovering the elegance of being sustained by the field of an elegance the mind can never engineer. Soon you will realize that generosity rather than ambition is the engine of true economy. Now, I'm going to say that again. Generosity rather than an ambition is the engine of true economy now. You understand? We hear many hearts asking how to assist further, how to guarantee that peace anchors permanently in the regions long scarred by conflict. Our answer may surprise you. Cease begging souls to rewrite scenes and instead retract emotional investment from the concept of struggle. Stop begging, bro. I've been telling y'all that shit for years, bro. Stop begging, bro. Stop. God don't like that shit, bro. God hates that shit, bro. God don't like beggars, bro. That nigga don't like that shit, bro. All right. Instead, retract emotional investment from the concept of struggle altogether. The universe is not swayed by desperation. It resonates with certainty. When you hold the frequency of knowing that harmony already exists at the causal level, timelines reorganize effortlessly around that knowing. This does not forbid compassionate action. It refines the state from which action sprouts. Imagine a gardener tending soil with calm assurance that seeds will sprout, versus one frantically pleading for growth, which garden flourishes similarly when you meditate. Notice any hidden agenda urging the divine to intervene according to personal preference. Release it. Sit until only spacious acceptance remains. In that spaciousness, the energetic scaffolding of war collapses, not through dramatic decree, but through the simple absence of sustaining thought. Entire civilizations have shifted by this method through their historians, rarely record the invisible work done by contemplatives. You are invited into that lineage now. If you still feel compelled to speak words, let them be gratitude instead of request. Thank you, Source, for the peace humming beneath appearances. Thank you for the eyes that recognize it. Such acknowledgement magnifies the Latin peace, coaxing it above the edge of visibility. Remember, planets orbit stars without negotiating yearly. Coordinates, they follow innate resonance. Follow yours. Let daily choices mirror the world you prefer. Purchase ethically. Communicate kindly. Respect boundaries. Honor ecosystems. These tangible behaviors broadcast frequencies louder than any shouted manifest, that demonstrating to the quantum field that humanity is ready to steward rather than dominate. From that vibration, miracles masquerade as ordinary events. News anchors may attribute emerging ceasefires to diplomacy. Yet unseen currents of collective mindfulness supply the leverage behind such developments. All transformation ultimately returns to a single syllable, I. Within that syllable sleeps the entire library of creation. Most humans pronounce it casually, dozens of times each day unaware they are speaking the seed of the universe. When you say I with awareness, you open the archive. The archive instructs cells, thoughts, and circumstances to organize in harmony with source. Conversely, when I is spoken from a fractured ego, the archive becomes fragmented, and reality reflects that fragmentation through conflict. Thus, the invitation at this juncture is to let every beginning with I originate from the heart rather than the survival brain. Speak, I choose peace. I embody compassion. I welcome clarity. Let those declarations vibrate through marrow muscles and memory until even subconscious reactions echo the same song. As this embodiment stabilizes, the labels enemy, victim, and oppressor lose relevance. They remain in dictionaries, but no longer hold emotional charge. You may still observe harmful behavior, yet instead of reacting with rage or impotence, you respond with discerning creativity. For example, you might redirect resources toward healing initiatives or invent communication platforms that bypass censorship or mediate inside parliaments to balance debate. These actions originate from the realized I, an I that includes all beings within. Its definition, therefore, cannot sustain a desire to harm it. It's worth repeating. The greatest contribution you can make right now is to embody the true I, consciously, consistently, and without apology. Every time you do, neural pathways brighten, morphogenic genetic fields strengthen, and the global narrative inches away from catastrophe toward cooperation. The shift may appear incremental, yet increments accumulate quickly under the momentum. Now in motion, think of mountain streams carving granite. Each droplet seems inconsequential, yet together they reshape landscapes over epochs, and your aligned utterances are droplets of intent cascading through collective stone until new valleys blossom. When circumstances around you grow louder, retreat inward, not as an escape, but as a strategic move akin to entering the command center of existence. In that sanctuary, you meet source firsthand, beyond theology, beyond opinion. The meeting occurs in quiet, wonder, rather than dramatic fireworks. A single second of such contact recalibrates lifetimes of conditioned fear. Therefore, when headlines clash and sirens wail, remember, there is a doorway hidden behind the breathstone. Step through. Stay until the nervous system remembers its cosmic origin. Upon return, you will notice that thoughts previously swirling like gusts around a skyscraper now drift, feathers towards open sky. Solutions that felt elusive reveal themselves with elegant simplicity. Perhaps you will recognize the futility of an argument and offer a smile instead, or perceive a logical shortcut that saves time for everyone involved. These micro miracles accumulate. They demonstrate that integration is not the addition of new identity layers, but the removal of filters obscuring the brilliance already coursing through your veins. As layers drop, many seekers feel compelled to ask forgiveness for past mistakes. We encourage a different approach. Become the field of forgiveness itself. When you hold that field, regrets convert to wisdom automatically, and everyone you encounter benefits as you radiate unconditional acceptance. Ancestors and descendants linked through genetic and karmic lines experience relief, even if they never learn your name. This is quantum service, invisible to traditional matrices, yet undeniable in effect. Each quiet act of self-acceptance widens the bridge between dimensions, permitting greater streams of benevolent energy to circulate through communities. Still recovering from trauma, you become a walking sanctuary open 24 hours, lighting avenues where despair believed it could hide. Street artists might paint brighter murals, infants might sleep peacefully, birds might alter routes, all responding to the unseen luminosity radiating from your balance field. Cherish this juncture, heralded by the twin silence. Pulses, the electromagnetic glows, serves as sounding bell, announcing humanity's next chapter. You carry its reverberation with every heartbeat, a quiet reminder that transformation did not happen outside. It happened through you. And when the resonance monitors register fresh activity, do not assume the shift has ended. Consider the monitors to be clocks, chiming the beginning of a new era rather than closing the previous one. We invite you to move forward with humble certainty. Humble because infinite mystery always exceeds current comprehension. Certain because the compass of inner knowing now aligns with the planetary field calibrated for unity. You will still witness contrast, yet they will present opportunities to practice newly claimed mastery, not as threats. Relationships once marred by blame will surprise you with spontaneous cooperation. Regions previously locked in ideological stalemate will explore dialogues unthinkable. Last year, inventors will download clean technologies that seem to leap decades ahead of established research. All developments trace back to the moment you dared to hold inner stillness amid apparent chaos. During that daring pierced the veil and cosmic light flooded circuits long considered impossible. Remember this, when impatience pokes you, invisible roots must be spread before blossoms appear. Your consistent radiance nourishes those roots. Should skepticism arrive in your mind, smile and recall your own perspective. Events often labeled mundane by media are from a multidimensional view. Milestones brilliant enough to illuminate galaxies keep tending the subtle until the subtle becomes the obvious. We assure you it will. Finally, we extend appreciation for your courage to incarnate during this pivotal cycle and to respond with love rather than fear. We surround you with supportive frequencies and celebrate every moment you choose alignment. Farewell for now, dear friends. So shout out to ladies, shout out to Jose Petta, shout out to the Galactic Federation of Light, shout out GFL Station. I love y'all, bro. That was a beautiful, beautiful message, bro. I love it, bro. And we don't walk in fear, bro. You gotta get rid of fear, bro, or learn to control it, right? Because you're allowed to feel it, but you're not allowed to let it control you. Very interesting. Great message. It was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful, bro. Now I don't know who this douchebag is, right? But look what I'm gonna do, bro. Mhm. So look, gentlemen, have a beautiful Thursday, bro. I love y'all, bro. God loves you. Universe loves you. John, welcome to the channel. I hope to see you more, bro. Mr. Shadow, thank you for bringing them here, bro. Right? I hope you enjoy the content, bro. You know, we like to have fun here, bro. You know, I like to teach. I like to give church. I like to play. I like to create music and play music, and I like to give you guys my dance videos, right? So have fun, bro. I got so much content, bro. Check me out, bro. Appreciated the message. Anytime, bro. Look, I go live every day, bro, except Sunday. Right? Because Sunday I recoup and shit. So enjoy your day, bro. Paris, it was nice to have you, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'ma holler at y'all. See y'all tomorrow, bro. Thanks, bro. Unfortunately, I go to sleep before this live, but it was nice to meet you. All right, bro. That's cool, bro. So I'll catch you when I catch you, bro.